topic, the second week for architectural modeling and developing ideas. Okay. So briefly look at where we are. We are on the 10th week. So some rest of the schedule I list up. So please refer to that as scheduled. We are heading to the exam next week, and also we need to prepare final projects individually, okay, individual project using your studio work or some DA-like work as I described last week, okay. Today, as an extended lecture and the lab exercise from the last week, we are dealing with architectural building, okay, building modeling using 3D Max, 3D geometric modeling. So architectural building modeling is kind of critical for your studio work and further development in design studio or any type of design works you are planning to. But we are not design studio course. Instead, I like to bring your attention for how to enhance your digital creativity using something new or something digitally augmented approaches in both something totally new or something really creative and something very actual, okay, very realistic, useful for your actual studio work and so on. So anyway, we are planning to do some geometric modeling using 3D Max for one small house test model regarding architectural elements, fundamentally slab, walls. And today we're going to have some doors installation, door modeling, windows modeling, curtain window modeling, and some interior detail, interior finish modeling using editable polys. And the last lab exercise is going to be kind of sort of time consuming. The level 5 of this building, this floors, 3D Max based geometric modeling, okay, regarding the architectural elements we are going to model today. Okay, at first, I like to show you again final term project, okay? It's going to be DA-like digital image. DA means digital architecture. So what's the difference between digital architecture and architecture? In my sense, there is no differences, okay? Nowadays, we are using digital tools, computer software, hardware for enhancing architectural creativity, for realizing actual building designs to the real world. But anyway, you are students, not on-site co-workers. What I mean is, you can try very different, totally different from current architecture convention, which means that something future-oriented, something beyond technology, something beyond some budgets and so on, okay? So that's why I showed you some examples from this student competition. So regarding this competition, you can figure out what are the possible final project images, design representations. For example, this one, it's kind of old one, but anyway, last year and this year's competition, brief overview. And what I told you last week is this area, okay, digital architecture presentation. So how to present, what to present, that's the topic for your final project, okay? Creativity, future-oriented, and some type of variety of design, architectural design. So you need to refer to this kind of formal description about that competition, as well as amount of award-winning works from the past, okay, including those series of videos, series of animations, images, any type of presentations generated by digital tools, okay? So I told you also last week, what you have to do is carefully review good references, okay? Good references, including such award-winning works by students like you, or some really contemporary active architects, designers in industry, okay? Borrow the magazine, professional design magazine, architecture competition books, any type of books, or just Googling, and then you can get a bunch of useful resources, references, okay? As a reminder, probably some of you may recognize this example because a man from Gensler, New York visited last year and gave you some type of case study, special guest lecture. So I like to bring your attention again to show you this case study, real example for real world, okay? From idea to actualization in real world using some digital tools. Digital tool here means actually this kind of series of diagrams. Actually, the sketch done by freehand drawing, okay? This freehand drawing scanned by scanners or taken by digital camera and edited in digital tools at this time. It's Photoshop, okay? So take a look this one. The main objective of this design is to display Samsung's new refrigerator, okay? So designer's intent, as you see, designed and visualized in this way. Okay, this is refrigerator, but actually not refrigerator, it's kind of collection of screens, okay? So this screen will display the content of refrigerator or specific functionality or specific features and some LEDs, projectors, even hanging screens on the ceiling will display interactively with users, okay, visitors. And it's going to be some beyond the human scale, which means really enlarged structure. And this is the realization of that design. Looking very different, but actually the concept, main concept, to display refrigerator functionality, new features, and some daily life use scenario, such things can be displayed on this front screen and the ceiling, hanging screen in that way, okay? The next item is washing machine. But main feature of this new Samsung washing machine is kind of cool wash, okay? Cool wash means we don't need to provide hot waters. No need to get hot water supply for better washing. This one, just cool wash supply is enough. That's their new features. And focusing on that feature, just typography with some kind of metaphor of that washing machine's door circle, okay? It's not human scale. It's really enlarged, but it has also LED surface or screens as well as projectors, okay? In order to display, but actually precisely say, in order to experience the user's experience of the washing machine. Feels like moving inside of that washing machine. And the next, some more alternatives, design alternatives can be, could be developed like this way. Some kind of circle, door circle metaphor displayed in this way and visualized using some roughly generated computing visualization tools. And at the end, in actual booth, realized in this way, okay? Also the typography, cool wash, save energy, and some bubble structure implemented, and lots of screens hanging, and actual door circle objects can be displayed. And this is the consumer electronics show at Berlin. uh, done by this designer, Gensler, New York. And another design example done by the same designer, Gensler, New York. One of the retail shop. The retail shop here is the Harman Kardon. You may know Harman Kardon. It's kind of world famous audio company, retail brand, and they sell this kind of Bluetooth speakers, headphones or earplugs and so on. As you see here, the display tables are really simple, but their products are one part of their retail shop design. Okay, their products, their speakers, their headphones, or some headphone holding bars, they are just some part of design. Considering their products, design can be implemented in this way. And just for your information, I like to show you this case. Okay, on the seat, just a second. Okay, this is the PDF file. You can download it from Google search. This is Gensler's design forecast 2015, which means Gensler is world leading interior architecture design company. Okay, world top one. So what they imagine, what they forecast, the design trend every year. So this is 2015 version, which means the latest version. According to this design forecast book, you can find out some cutting edge or really very contemporary design trend in sort of interior architecture industry all the world, okay? Not just for specific country or region. So based upon this guidebook, you can find out some retail shop, office design based upon their own category. But anyway, one of them is retail. And take a look, just a second. Okay, education center, health and wellness, urban design, lifestyle, retail centers, and one of the retail example is here. Experiences are built on hands-on interaction. Okay, this is the image that I show you, the same Harman Kardon flagship store at Manhattan, New York. Okay, so this is one of the trends they say. Okay, when we see this kind of picture, Harman Kardon retail shop design, okay, that's just one of the retail shop designs, but they capture the experiences are built on hands-on interaction, which means this kind of headphones or Bluetooth speakers, they are some type of new products, okay, newly introduced products, wasn't been existed, okay, before. So their products can be one part of the design and one part of the future trend or kind of contemporary trend. So they want to see and forecast some design changes according to the advances of technologies. Okay, I'm not talking about computing technologies or computing tools. I'm just talking about small minor example, tiny snippet of technology advances, such as Bluetooth speakers or some new type of audio devices compared to the past. But anyway, that's going to be one part of design, concept of design, but that's kind of new experience, okay? New experience, and such new experiences can be embedded in design. So actually, I showed you only some very selective images of design example cases, but actually they are kind of long-lasting. They have long-lasting history from early phase planning into the actualization. Also, it takes several months, couple of years sometimes, but I skipped lots of things, but missing parts also can be captured by you, okay, or some other experts in our domain. That's my point. Okay, we saw an actual example, and now I like to show you some more things, something digital creativity or some way of thinking different using today's topic is kind of illusions, anamorphic illusions, for using this intriguing series of examples. Let's take a look at how to blend up some illusions or some funny structures or something you already watched, something fun, onto your actual design or actual design development, okay? So the well-known examples are something like this, okay? This is illusion, okay? Actually, this tape marking is kind of intentional test for realizing these anamorphic illusions, okay? So you can easily test this one, but by using 3D applications, you can simulate this kind of similar design structure or visualizations and so on, or even by using projectors and so on. So this one, I'm not sure that the intent of this design, actually it is, and I have no idea the detailed information about this one. But anyway, this one is another type of anamorphic illusions. But in real world, such cases are just funny and new things for general people. But in terms of design, let's take a look at this one, Coca-Cola 125-year design. So this booth or this interior, this exhibition, small space, is kind of a space for celebrating Coke's 125 years, okay? So as you see, white colors for background, but some red fonts, red colors, and in front of this gate of the space, visitors, people can easily recognize this typography on this design in 3D, in his or her own perspective, okay? So this kind of realization of design can be one part of real design, even if it's kind of short-term display purpose design. Anyway, it could be one part of design. And another example, probably some of you may know this case. For passengers walking around this parking lot, parking building, they wouldn't recognize what those colors or text means. But the drivers who's driving the car for parking to this area, they explicitly recognize the fonts, where to go down, where to go out or up, and so on, okay? Thanks to this environment signage integrated design, thanks to this structure, okay? So this kind of illusion is actually intentionally applied for real design since long ago, okay? As you know, take a look. This is so-called famous Parthenon at Greece, okay? Actually, this ancient building also has an application of such illusions. But in this case, they didn't use illusions. They use illusions for preparing. People got confused for their own architectural design. Take a look. The columns, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, total 8 columns in front. But actually, as you see, the column radius, the thickness of columns are looking equal, okay? But precisely the outer 2 columns have slightly thicker than other columns. Simply because if they are physically equal, same radius, same dimension, people tend to recognize those 2 columns are looking thinner than others, okay? To prevent such unintended illusion, at the time, for this ancient building, architects, designers already knew that and applied for their design implementation, okay? So that's kind of one type of applications of such illusion-related things. To avoid optical illusion, they used different radius for columns. As a result, people can see those columns are looking very stable, no problems, okay? But actually, they are some thicker than others, the outer two columns. But anyway, this is one case. And I like to show you just some series of examples, something about illusions, okay? At first, using this music video. Do you know OK Go? Anyone who knows OK Go? Okay. OK Go, you know OK Go. But anyway, I'm going to show you this one first, and then I'm going to show you next one in quickly, and then move to some related another YouTube video. Okay. Okay. This is music video. Probably 3-4 minutes. Let's take a look at this one first. It's kind of, I think it's good song and very nice video. Please watch this video and try to find out how many cameras they use. Okay, this one and the next one. Anyway, technically, at least, as you see, according to its effect, anyway, just one single camera. Okay, so-called in professional term, it's one take, long take. Okay, no camera changes. What is holding the camera? It's drone, right? So drone is moving, flying, and now taking the scene of the surroundings. Okay. So anyway, this is their style. They are kind of famous for this kind of illusion-related music videos. Anyway, just for fun, I showed you. But at least we need to take a look. This kind of optical illusions or some mechanisms can be possibly applied for design or something new, something creative. So at this time, let me show you another video. This video will explain you, this one will explain you what's the effect and what types of illusions for spatial, okay? Spatial means for spaces, okay? For architectural buildings, whatever. So let's take a look. This another 3-minute video for explain you.
10 mind-blowing optical illusions.
Flat third dimension. Nothing appears abnormal about this Rubik's Cube until you realize it is a two-dimensional image. This illusion is created with a distorted perspective of an image that requires to be viewed at a specific vantage point to create the 3D effect. This is the same method used in the very popular 3D sidewalk art. The Ames Room. The Ames Room illusion creates a cartoonish and very intriguing effect of drastic size differences between people and objects. By tricking your depth perception with an irregular shaped room, the walls, ceiling, and floor align in a way that will appear normal at just the right angle. This causes everything else in the room to appear to warp in size. Following eyes. Here is a simple but very effective illusion that makes it look like these little guys are watching you. This is done by manipulating the way you see perspective and the brain's natural ability to pick out faces and patterns. The head is actually concave, and this sets up a contradiction in your brain to make it look like it's turning to follow you. The dress. Whether you see black and blue or white and gold, this dress has caused debate and confusion. Though the dress is indeed black and blue, it has become a popular example of color constancy. Depending on individual perception, as well as current room lighting, the dress can be seen as either black and blue or white and gold. Circle illusion. It is easy to assume that these dots are moving in a circular pattern. However, they are not. Each dot is traveling in a straight line while on its own path from one end of the circle to the other. By adding each dot one by one, you can see the illusion come into place. Motion illusions. These images are not animated, but they appear to be moving due to the cognitive effects of interacting color contrasts and shape positioning. If you're feeling skeptical, pause this video and watch as these images continue to wave, twist, and pulse. Animation illusion. This clever and old-timey technique creates a multiple frame animation on a single sheet of paper. By manipulating the mind and eye, these still images come to life using a simple graded card. Drop-off room. This 3D painted room is enough to trigger one's acrophobia, as it seems to be a massive drop-off. This painting was created by master of optical illusions, Regina Silveira, whose work often contains a larger-than-life bent reality. Yes, no. Artist Marcus Rates specializes in optical illusions with his mind-manipulating 3D creations. A prime example of his work is this sculpture of the word yes that can be read from one angle, but moved to another angle and it morphs into the word no. Backwards chair. This chair appears as normal as a chair can be at first glance, but just wait until this man has a seat. It might feel surreal at first, but this chair is actually built in a warped and irregular way that makes it look like it is facing one way, but in fact, it is facing the other way.
Okay, actually there are tons of more examples, okay? So my point here is we are now working on design visualization, concept visualization, diagramming, representation. So how to maximize existing design? I know you are still working on visualizing existing concepts, but sometimes we need to use such illusions simply because they are interesting, intriguing, and it's kind of long-term history it has, okay? The application of illusions or illusion-like things to real architectural design, object design. But anyway, we need to get back to real world, okay? Real design visualization, some pragmatic, okay? Practical design visualization. So here I list up some design idea and concept visualization cases from Idea Design Book, okay? ANC Publishing Groups. So this is the book. Actually, there are a lot of similar video files, textbooks you can refer to, and this one is just one of them, okay? Bunch of more cases, more examples. But based on this Idea Design Book, I'd like to show you some examples, how to display, how to visualize their concepts, their ideas. This kind of book, of course, they have a table of contents. Let's take a look at the contents of this Idea Design Book. It has tower and group, box, polygon, circle, and organic form category. What those categories mean? The shape, okay, geometric shape of the building or design or any type of ideas. So polygon, box, mostly we are living in this kind of box-shaped buildings or some towers, okay, high-rise buildings. But organic form, organic shape, non-uniform shape is one of our current trends. And circular shaped and polygonal shapes, patternized polygons for interior, exterior, building facade, whatever. So anyway, those geometric shapes can be its category, okay, grouping category. Let's take a look at the first one, very typical kind of future-oriented design. No one knows this building can be realized or not. But anyway, in the idea stage, nothing is impossible, right? Simply because this is Idea Design Book. Planned at Taiwan, Soma, architect Soma designed this one. And in their typical representations, the building shape, perspective, one of the default, and typical interior shape also shows you how this building interior looks like. okay, using this kind of some detailed interior features. Also, there is another essential part, the diagram, okay, or sketch. The simplified concept description, but in this case, actually it's not that simple, but as you see, according to the floors, elevation height, it has its own functionality or its own concepts developed from some original geometry or some lower level concepts, okay? So next case is named Tenacity, okay? Architect Pink Cloud designed this one for New York City. As you know, New York, Manhattan is kind of high density city, okay? But as you see in this single perspective image, very architectural image, not photorealistic. But anyway, you can find out brown colored buildings are looking existing buildings, okay? Current buildings for the city. But take a look, kind of overhang, the hanging bridge-like buildings are cross over the existing buildings. So we can easily capture the geometric shape or the entire form of this building. And this single 2D diagram shows you how this building can be constructed, okay? The building is very simple, just rectangle shape, bridge-like object. But they can be connected to the top of existing buildings like this way, and more stacks for this new structure of the building. So on the site plan view, we can recognize those lines simply means the one single structure of this bridge, okay? So connecting existing buildings for the top in order to make to create new spaces, okay? So we can easily capture the ideas and concepts from designers. Anyway, designers' design intent must be delivered to audiences. That's the main objective of design visualization, concept visualization. Okay, next case. Next case titled Digital University. We are not sure that why the term digital used in the title of this design, but as you see this building, the building shape is sort of non-uniform overall, but as you capture the shape, one single module has just simple box-shaped module, okay? Box-shaped geometry. And this, as you see this diagram, this one explains you each single module has some type of different functionality and different features. One is clean water reservoir, gray water filtration, CPU, GPU computing. This one single module can be a computer, and also can be extra storage space, and of course some living room, bedroom, or some living spaces anyway. So combination of those modules, they are looking like something like pixels, okay? So the stacks of those pixels in 3D, it may compose a new type of building, so-called digital university. This one, anyway, is one type of university building. But anyway, it's digital. But it's a metaphor, okay? They are looking some pixels, so they use the term digital. But anyway, this one aims to be an actual building. But anyway, the concept easily delivered to the audiences, okay? That's the point here, design representations. Next one, ideal tower. Take a look, the building. In this 3D view, we can recognize that the overall shape of this building. But building is looking some diagonal, non-uniform shape, and we are not sure why it has some greens between the floors. But take a look. Thanks to this simplified section drawing, very fancy section drawing, not formal architectural section. But anyway, this, as you see the section, This one has some angled floors, okay, in order to walking around, and they all covered by green, okay. So we can assume that this one is sort of city farming, city green, some building park, totally different purpose building. And also how this shape can be formed. Take a look, another simple sequence diagram. 3 rows of typical townhouse. As we may know, townhouse, totally same geometric houses in row, lots of buildings, but designers just simply bring this onto sky and 90-degree rotated and another rotation in order to create this kind of new shape, okay? So that single sequence, that single diagram will explain you very straightforward how this form can be shaped, okay? Next case, skyscraper city. Okay, as you know, we know what is skyscraper. Skyscraper is usually a kind of line drawings or some shape of high-rise buildings of the city. So let's take a look at this typical skyscraper image. But for some reason, there is a balloon, okay? Because of this balloon, is kind of opposite direction, force against gravity. This one can be bended 90 degree, like this way. So now we can easily figure out the shape of this one is here, okay? So this kind of geometric shape forming really straightforward and easily described thanks to this simplified diagram, okay? So in 3D shape, also this one can be displayed in this way in order to show how this building shape geometry can be formed anyway, okay? So that's the skyscraper city. I just show you some illusions, some funny music videos, some topics, issues, how to apply or how to use such things for fun onto our design, our environment. But actually we are in real world, in your design studio or even in this course final. Anyway, we need something actual, okay? So good references you still need. That's what I told you last week and today. So that's why I displayed this one again, Design Forecast 2015. Show you today this one, Gensler's Design Forecast. So this kind of document, references, actually this document covers entire aspects of interior architecture, simply because this is world-leading interior architecture, interior design company, Gensler, okay? They have their own category, consumer products, education facilities, some sustainable design, some retail shop design, and so on. So according to their category and their insightful forecast, we can review, we can study, we can capture the thing going to be happened in the future, okay? So as always, good reference, that's what you need. And we're gonna move back to another reality. Real building geometric modeling using 3D Max in the lab exercise, today's lab exercise, kind of long lab exercise, okay, today, after the break, okay?